Have you ever noticed how some women, without chasing or demanding, become utterly unforgettable? It's not because they were the loudest in the room. It's because they understood the quiet, immense power of their own absence. When a woman detaches without drama, something deep within a man begins to unravel. Not on the surface, but in that quiet, unconscious space where truth resides. In Jungian psychology, absence isn't just emptiness. It's a mirror. When a woman steps back, she doesn't just disappear, she reveals. And what she reveals, at first, isn't love. It's his shadow. The fears he hasn't faced. The wounds he's ignored. The parts of himself that relied on her presence just to feel steady. Think of the archetypal woman in this story. She is calm, grounded, and complete within herself. She doesn't withdraw to punish. She withdraws because her soul senses an imbalance. She stops pouring her energy into a space that doesn't tagibe back. And in doing so, without even realizing it, she removes his psychological crutch. This is where the spiral truly begins. At first, he just feels confused. The familiar rhythm is gone, the reassurance, the emotional availability, that silent understanding she offered without him ever having to ask. His ego tries to convince him he's fine, that he's in control, that her absence is no big deal. But our bodies always know the truth before our minds are ready to admit it. Trauma psychology explains this perfectly. When someone unconsciously uses another person as an emotional anchor, their nervous system becomes dependent. Her presence soothed him. It stabilized him. It softened the chaos he carried inside. When she detaches, his nervous system loses its regulator. Restlessness kicks in. Sleep becomes shallow. His thoughts start circling back to moments he once completely overlooked. He replays her words, her silences, her expressions not out of romance, but because he feels And you, standing in your own quiet space now, might feel this shift before he ever says a word. The tone of his messages changes. The energy feels heavier, more urgent, all over the place. Why? Because when you stop reaching for him, he starts falling inward. This is projection at work. He starts projecting his own inner instability onto her absence, telling himself that something was taken from him, but nothing was taken. What was removed was his access to you. Jung would say that our real growth, our individuation, begins right where dependency ends, and for many men, that moment feels like a devastating loss, not an opportunity for growth. Her detachment forces him to finally confront everything he was avoiding. His fear of abandonment, his unclaimed emotions, and all the inner work he's left unfinished. There's always a turning point where longing replaces indifference, where the silence becomes unbearable, where his ego fractures just enough to let his shadow finally surface. He might reach out, suddenly, intensely, full of emotion. But it's crucial to see this clearly. He's not trying to build something new. He's trying to restore what once kept him stable. And this is where your clarity matters most. Because this spiral is not proof of love. It is proof of reliance. Stoic wisdom teaches us that whatever collapses in the absence of another was never truly strong on its own. A true connection doesn't unravel when you introduce a little space. It either deepens or it dissolves peacefully. So, now the question turns to you. If his desire only grows when you detach, it means your presence was just soothing his wounds, not truly meeting his heart. If he only wakes up when you pull away, his attachment is rooted in fear, not in devotion. Understanding this changes everything. You stop interpreting his anxiety as your affection. You stop translating his urgency into a sign of commitment. Most importantly, you stop feeling responsible for his emotional balance. And then, something remarkable happens within you. Your nervous system settles. Your mind becomes sharp. Your heart finally returns home to itself. Detachment, when it's born from self-respect, is not coldness. It is emotional sovereignty. It is the brave refusal to abandon yourself just to keep someone else comfortable. The woman who masters this doesn't manipulate with her absence. She embodies her own fullness. She becomes unavailable to emotional chaos, unavailable to unconscious dependency, and unavailable to any relationship that requires her to disappear in order to be desired. In my spiral, he may reflect. He may even grow from this, but her power is no longer tied to his response, because real individuation is the moment a woman realizes her presence is sacred, not guaranteed. And that real love, true love, doesn't require her to stay where she is not fully, completely met. The woman who walks away in silence isn't weak, she simply sees more. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights.